Hey guys, welcome to another Gunpla Network review. I am Mark and back in it again with this time my review of the real grade RX-78 2.0 Gundam. Obviously a big splash about a year and a half ago was made about this kit when it was coming. I didn't get this from Ryan as a gift / review, whatever. I actually bought this kit, so do check out Gunpla builds if you're ever in Sydney. Otherwise check out the amazing website, and if you need to message. Ryan does his own vlog stuff. He's very knowledgeable, friendly and helpful. Always a great place to hang out if you get a chance. Okay, so here on this opening little video I did try new camera angles and stuff, but it's a highly detailed, highly articulated, but easy to build, mostly RX-78 Gundam. It was obviously groundbreaking 21 years ago, something like that, with the original, and that had the prefab frame. So now looking at the frame on this kit, this is basically a PGU scaled down to 1/44 scale, which I know will be somewhat hard for some people because obviously myself included, I'm over 40 now, and the eyesight's just not there like it used to be, unfortunately. So for the most part, it was easygoing, not as many small parts as you would think, but yes, there are some. So take that with what you will. It was a really enjoyable experience. I really enjoyed this. Bring me back to why I like the real grades. Full inner frame, highly detailed, particularly now in 2024-25, we're getting real grades that are just basically scaled down mini master grades, or in this case, a scaled down perfect grade. So you can see here on the detail level, it's actually really good. It is different shades of white, gray, yellow, red, blue. Got some black there, dark grey black on the hand covers and the backpack. Just so much articulation, so much movement. It is really good. I can't say enough about it, guys. Alright, so pretty much this is everything you get. Now it doesn't look like a lot, but keep in mind you've got a core block, core fighter. There is a bit there. Now you can buy an extendable weapons for the pack for this too, which came with the mace spear thing. Now this is the core fighter. Yes, slightly challenging. My wings seem a bit floppy on this. I will eventually gloss coat and stuff, might tighten them up. It has no pilot figures. That was kind of annoying, I found on this. That was the one thing I actually didn't like compared to the original. The original came with an Amuro figure. I guess I'll put this next to it, and then I've got Amuro staying next to two versions of it. It's good that it's a fully transformable core fighter. It's good detail. What I didn't like was the fact that I didn't get a core block piece that I could just dock into the middle and keep the core fighter on display like I did with my 1.0 Gundam RG. Okay. Otherwise, really good. The shield. Shield has a lot of inner frame detail there. That's a piece there. It's got a top mount, arm mount. You can dock the rifle into it. You can attach it to its back. It's got a good amount of stuff, as you'll see as I go through a few poses. Good detail, separation, white, red, yellow, the grey pieces on the back. You can paint it super easy and it looks great. The rifle, okay. So the rifle was really good, I like it. It can be placed on the back of the bum of the skirt and it's really good. It's got a separate yellow piece for the optic. No real panel lines or anything there. I think maybe some more color separation might have been nice for a 2.0, maybe some different top, bottom, etc. Look, you can paint it, you can mask it, it's fine. It's not too bad. I would have just liked a little bit more on the rifle. Maybe I'm nitpicking. The bazooka does have some detail into it because it obviously is in the closed up mode. It does extend out a little bit. The missile pods in the back are actually they're different detail pieces, so you can paint those up and see that through the sides, through the back. Good detail on the bazooka. Here are all the hands. So you get open hands, closed fists, you get a trigger hand, you get two open hands to hold the beam saber, or one for the bazooka. I guess you can do other hand. Good amount of hands. I hated the original hands where you only got one hand with movable fingers. Does not work really well on this scale. Actually, even the master grades I prefer when I get exchangeable hands. Alright, here it is, fully loaded up. So you got the shield, the bazooka, the beam sabers are up top, the hilts. You've got the effect parts to the side. The core fighter is docked into the middle of this. It does work really well, but again, I would have preferred a core block. just so I could have the core fighter on display next to it. Otherwise, really good there. Now, the articulation. I think this kit is really articulated. It can pull off some crazy poses. I think I had it balancing on one leg at one point with the shield, the beam saber. And there you go. There it is next to the original, and I'll show you that later on. I think the coloring is better on this. Obviously, like 20 years later, they're just it's a bit better. But yeah, so articulation. So the head looks down a bit, looks up. It's got a good amount of up, so you can have it in a flying pose looking forward. Rock back and forward on the neck. Yeah, it can turn. Got a good amount of detail on the back of the head too there. That'll be a panel line dream. Arm rotates out of the joint, pulls forward. Just brighten that up for us. Alright, that'll spin all the way around. And I like this combination of grey and white here. That's a really good look. These front and back will go up and down, and I guess that kind of helps with the weapon placement if you want to throw the bazooka over the shoulder or just moving the arm and shoulder around. It will go all the way up as much as you can there. Yeah, we got to pull that down. Yep, there we go. So it does have a great deal of movement. Even the kind of the waist, like I said with the narrative when I was looking at full elbow, double bend there. Having a core fighter in these kits in the late 2020s so far, we're not too loose on the waist, which is really good because earlier kits had that. Not a whole lot of movement though because it is a core fighter. And I do like the fact that you can pull that front door down, the top up, and you can see the core fighter inside. Side skirts go up, back skirts, a little bit of movement. There we go. They go all the way up, knee bend, and you get those breaks in the armor that are just so RG styled, showing some inner frame. All the way out to the side. It's got kind of like a peg and ball situation going on inside. And it was actually really flexible. Like I said, you can have some fun posing this down to its knees, standing on one leg like it's jumping or landing. Ankle armor, back splits off in the rear leg armor there. Toe joint. Super articulated, guys. Alright, here it is with the high grade that was last year as well from the Gundam Requiem RG78, RGX78, E. More numbers escape me, but obviously they should be similarly heighted. I think the high grade was slightly taller, but obviously the real grade is meant to have been more of a realistic scale. Remember, we had that number on the unboxing. We were talking about 125 millimeters, so I go with this RG should be slightly better off scaled than the other one is. Here it is with the original RX78 RG that we got, and I did this one a couple years ago, and this was, so I think the first RG was great for what it was. It was the starting point of the line, and now we've come full circle. We're back to the new 2.0. The 2.0 is so much more articulated. Yes, a lot of people complain there were issues with the original with their legs, problems that way. I didn't have those, but I was very cautious with building it because I'd heard about those problems. You don't have that kind of worry with the new one. It was a smooth build the whole way. And here it is with 3.0 Gundam Base Limited Edition one that I have. So you can also, now I've seen online floating around, you can get the 2.0 in this color scheme. Which I think might be with the Gundam Base World Tour at the moment, getting around different countries. You might be able to pick it up locally without having to pay for shipping. So that's always good. Pretty much the same loadout though: bazooka, rifle, shield, beam sabers. Now here are the two core fighters. I thought I'd just throw those side by side for a comparison. And I mean, look, very similar. The new one is, how do I say? They're not the same. Similar, not the same. But yeah, this The new one is slightly better, I think, because my other one, you can see the wings are just falling down. The boosters on the rear or thrusters, more detail on this one. Just, yeah, a bit better overall. Alright guys, and that brings me to the end of the review. So here you can see guide, it's in a posing, I've got all the weapons on the backpack. You can pose the crap out of this thing, it's just fantastic. Highly recommend getting one. It's just that kind of newer kit that you want that experience of. Particularly for new people, if you're new to Gundam and maybe you've done a couple high grades, definitely get this 2.0. Fantastic. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts and comments in the description down below, and check out Gunpla builds as always. Keep on building. Bye bye for now.